comedy, pop culture, and everything in between. By idiots, for idiots. Welcome, sinners. This is Sports Idiot Nation.
Oh, yes. Welcome into Sports Idiot Nation. I am Adam Reno, joined by Mr. T.I. and Miles behind enemy lines. And I was feeling just kind of tired. Like, I didn't even put together a lot of the show notes for this episode, fellas. And I was kind of like looking at why that was. And then I was like, dude, there's a reason for the season. It was Lazy Day. Did you guys even catch this? It was National Lazy Day like 5 days ago.
What
What kind of holiday is that? Lazy Day.
Yeah, I'm like, what do you do when you're lazy? So then it got me thinking, like, all right, well,
That's every day for me. Come on.
I was
now.
so
It's like
all right,
364 days a year I experience Lazy Day.
Now, here's the thing, other than your birthday and Christmas, but like, okay, but seriously, you guys now are both dads. And as far as I know, I am not. As far as I know, everyone was in their 20s. Sleepy's
That's not what I heard.
but be honest, being lazy, you will get divorced with a swiftness if you're like if you're legit lazy, right? I mean, you're not really lazy. So what does a lazy day look like?
In my world, what does a lazy day look like? No honeydew list. Can't have a honeydew list. You know, if you do have a honeydew list, you better get rid of it quick so you can have a lazy day. But I had to be left alone to have a lazy day. But if I lazy day for me, if I can, not in today's world. But I mean, wake up, maybe just eat a giant bowl of Fruit Loops and maybe play some retro video games. Maybe
No,
go
wait a
out
minute.
to like
With
Game
the
Terminal or something.
With the Fruit Loops, are you cereal first or milk first in the bowl?
Oh man, I'm a weirdo. I ever since a kid, no milk. I'm a cereal, no milk. Just straight cereal,
Just
no milk.
raw dog it?
I mean, I don't
Hold
mind it. I don't mind it. It tastes fine, but it gets all soggy and shit, man. Unless you're like a rapid eater, like you just
Hold on. Hold on.
Hold
on. We're gonna digest this a little bit. You're saying you pour
It's
it
not the
in a
cereal
bowl
episode.
and use a spoon?
I mean, not necessarily. It just depends on what kind of mood. Sometimes I just take the box and go,
Wait, as a kid, you're doing this?
I mean, I might have did this at 3:00 this morning. You don't know, Adam.
Hold on.
I mean,
So what I'm gathering here is
episode.
I like Fruit Loops. I like Fruit Loops.
you are not just flat out lazy. This is what people call a lifestyle. Like, it's not a lazy day
Pretty
for
much.
you. It's your lifestyle.
Pretty much.
If you're
Like
doing that.
yeah, I'm kind of like that transformation of Thor, where it's like Fat Thor, I'm kind of like
Dad
working
bod.
towards that goal, right? So no, I mean, all kidding aside, like, I mean, yeah, lazy day to me, I mean, probably just eat whatever I want, Mexican food, margaritas, maybe watch one of my favorite movies, maybe play some retro video games. Like I said, maybe go to, go around town and just buy some shit. I might go to Great Escape, buy a comic, might go to McKay's or, might go to Game Trader or something like that and add something to my collection. Basically, in Parks and Rec, treat yourself. Lazy day is a treat yourself day. That's how I look at it. But I mean, what does it mean for you guys? I mean, it might mean completely different.
So Miles has to go back in time a little bit because having a newborn, it doesn't work that way, bro, right? I mean, come on, be honest.
No, I do my best, especially having been in the army
I do
before.
my best to be lazy and do absolutely nothing.
I sham hard. Look, having been at one point a lower enlisted soldier, especially a specialist, E4 Mafia, like, you figure out ways to sham and then you allow that to carry over into your life. And that's just something, or becomes a part of who you are, especially as, a 30-something-year-old man. By the way, birthday in 2 days. What up?
That's a sham wow. Sham wow.
That is a sham wow. But
sham wow.
Yeah, my lifestyle has definitely changed. So sleeping in intervals, again, was used to that in the army. That was typical out in the field. But reverting back to the former me, waking up not putting on really anything, like maybe this if I get around to it, but I'm typically, sleeping in my boxers. Don't want my hair to pull out, but I got the wardrobe right here.
It's not that kind of podcast, dude. Put it away,
yeah.
man. God,
yeah.
save some for the rest of us, man.
Joey Chestnut.
You're welcome for that. Suck on chestnuts. You
hear that, Nathan's hot dogs?
He skips the milk in his cereal. I skip both and just go straight for the beer. So there's that.
Yes.
As we all saw in the first episode, our inaugural episode, we all love wings. So I'm going to dive into some wings at some point during the day.
There you go.
And then put on sports, man. Like, depending on the time of year, this time of year, we might be in a little bit of a lull. Got some preseason going. Shout out to the Little League, though. That's really ramping up now. About to start the Little League World Series. Typically, a team from Tennessee is doing well. So enjoy that. But might pop on a TV show. All-time favorites. Breaking Bad, 24, Stranger Things, things of that nature. Gonna enjoy that until get my nightcap in, watch some news, and then go to bed as soon as possible.
What is news?
News? Like what is going on in the world?
What is this news you speak of? I've never heard of.
We don't watch the news. Yeah,
news. You must be a upper echelon, highfalutin kind of guy.
You just get on X for that.
With everything I just told you, I'm a high quality individual.
In your boxers, in your boxers, of course.
With no pants. Yeah.
Hey, Montel Williams held meetings with all of his staff, and he had his boxers on. No big deal, man. It's cool.
Well, that's like the folks on Sports Center. They're wearing the suit up top, but below they got boxers or briefs on down below. You just never see it because they're behind the desk.
Right. Sage Steele. Yep.
What about old Adam over there? He's he's generated. I mean, he's journeyed this way from out west, so they relax a little different out there. So
yeah. So I speaking of coming from the west, most of my days I'm actually in the Midwest. So when I take it back to the west, I think of when I was younger, man, lazy days. Like, let's get into like when we were kids too, right? Like, just video games, and we didn't have YouTube to mindlessly scroll when we were kids, where we can just like right now you can find a topic and then keep scrolling, and it's like about maybe 37 hours later, and you're still looking at gorillas punching humans. You're like, oh, you're just like in this rabbit hole. So back then it was like the video games, and with Madden coming out, man, I'm hoping that Christian McCaffrey does not have the Madden curse. I will say there's been some Madden curse breakers, people who have been on the cover and then still performed without like either the injury or like the Peyton Hillis. Remember, Peyton Hillis was on the cover and he didn't get injured. He just had like 19 carries on the year. It was like, oh,
he did almost die though. So the curse came back. He survived. He survived.
I just hear a hopeful Niners fan over here that CMC does not have that curse hit him.
Dude, I saw that originally,
grasping at straws right now, bro.
Dude, and he's had a few injury-laden seasons, and last year was statistically one of the best seasons by a running back in the history of the game, and goes to the Super Bowl. Like, awesome year.
Yeah, the one year I finally got to draft him was the year that he got hurt, so that was super fantastic.
Yeah. So let me ask you, this year, would you, if you had the chance, which you'd have to have a top 3 pick, I would think, would you draft him? I'm just curious.
CMC? Oh, I've taken him on one of my teams every season for probably the last 4 years. I've had him on 1 or 2 of my teams. So like, yeah, if the opportunity is there, I'll take him. Although I did read, and you know more than me, and you and Johnny both, but I did read that they are going to cut his workload a little bit, try to leave a little wear and tear off of him. So, I mean, doesn't mean that he's still not going to produce, but he may not get as many, opportunities, but who knows?
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean,
we'll
I'd
see.
I'd take him.
We'll see with, obviously preseason, those guys don't get a lot of looks and stuff. And I don't want them to get a lot of looks, especially now he's a vet with the team. It's not like he just got traded week 7 of last year. Like it was that one year where it was coming from the Panthers, and he was like, they like gave him the playbook on the plane, and he came back like ready to go. Like, it's not like that. So like, I don't need to see him in preseason. And yeah, you mentioned Johnny. Shout out to Johnny Dell. I'm wearing our T-shirt here. So if you are a Niners fan, if you enjoy seeing the X's and O's, head over to jfa49.com. You can check out the YouTube channel as well, Johnny Dell Football's Academy. I host that podcast as well. Speaking of some shout outs, be sure to follow us on Facebook, on Instagram. If you just type in Sports Idiot Nation, you're going to find us. Now, we were talking earlier about what, as far as video games as a kid, and one of my go-tos is definitely Street Fighter 2. And I'm curious, sometimes in this show, we will have a bit of age gaps where I'll ask T.I., hey, so what was your, what character were you? And then we'll just kind of move on because Miles is like, womp womp. Like, and this may be one of those times where Miles can kind of just get back on his phone and kind of check out for about 9 minutes.
Well, and that's what I was just kind of doing as you were rambling. I was looking at Madden covers through the years to see, okay, who was cursed, who was not cursed. And then, of course, scrolling through, I stumbled upon 2009. Oh, Brett Favre as a Jet. Great. That was a Madden cover. Awesome.
Yeah, and they had to, here's some good trivia. They had to get the new jackets. I'm saying jacket as the cover is like a jacket, because they had him with the Packers. Yep. And remember that stuff went a little sideways around that time, and they had to do a recall and print new jackets to print over the plastic piece over the cover so that it was in a Jets uniform. Like, it was crazy. Like, that was wild. There's some kid in Africa with Brett Favre Green Bay Packer Madden, like the ones where it's like Seattle Sonics, like world champs 93 or whatever, Portland Trailblazers world champions.
Hey, somebody has Tennessee Titans Super Bowl shirt somewhere. I'd love to have that one,
Yeah,
the Super Bowl 34.
Yeah, the kid's 50 now.
Yeah, he's going to charge a hard bargain for it.
Exactly. That is clown.
He's like, yeah, my family's kind of starving. I got this shirt. $5 million. Let's go.
Look, if you had a time machine, you go back in time, throw a flag on that for a drop tackle at the end of that game, Super Bowl 34.
Just talking about football, we are excited. We're gonna show you something real quick, a clip here that Johnny put together from Titans Idiot Nation real quick. It just came across my mind. So here it is. We'll check it out here.
Welcome to the Titans. Idiot Nation fantasy comes alive. Players become heroes when the game is on the line. Football, oh yeah. Touchdowns, oh yeah. Super Bowl, oh yeah. America, oh yeah. Welcome to the nation, where the grass is always green and you become the hero.
Oh yeah, football, dude. I'll be honest, like it makes me 1% make me want to be a Titans fan just with the clips and stuff.
Only
like,
one?
Dude, like,
Only
yeah,
one?
man, come on. I'm pretty diehard, but dude, like, so solid. Like, make sure you check out Titans Idiot Nation as well, guys. Like,
The guy's an idiot. Don't
yeah,
trust that
and
guy.
talk about like I think on like talking about being lazy, like I think that's kind of the epitome of just the lazy fan. Like, man, I'll tell you what them Titans need to do. See, they should have got Will Levis. They should have traded up to be number 1 overall and then get Will Levis because then that boy would be paid. like I feel like that's like a video that you should do.
Yeah.
I did those videos for the first like 3 years, and and you can only do that for so long, and that's how it led to doing like coverage of the weeks and previews and recaps and stuff. But we could talk about football forever, but I think, Adam, you were curious about which character I would use to kick your ass.
We'll get
in
back
Street Fighter
into it.
2.
Let's get back. Yes.
Yeah.
Blanca, right?
Any character. I'll let you pick my character. But
You're gonna showboat like
I'm
that.
that guy. I'm that guy. But since you asked the question, my go-to guy is typically Ken. I like Ken a lot. I enjoy Ken more than Ryu. I like the red suit. I also like Guile. I also like Chun-Li. Those are probably my top 3 that I use the most. But as a kid, you play it so much, you start to want to explore every character. My least favorite character is probably Zangief and E Honda, but
he's slow. He's slow. Those guys were
Blanca's slow, but he's still
slow.
fun. Dalsum's still fun. You can use him the right way. I had a friend of mine that's all he ever used, and man, he was so tough to beat because he figured him out. Man, you could really use him to do damage because you don't even have to like approach your opponent. You can just keep hitting them from afar.
Right.
But I love Street Fighter. But I was also a Mortal Kombat. Like Mortal Kombat 1 in arcade is like my all-time. I mean, I love the Turtles in arcade. There's some arcade games that are just
The Simpsons, Marge with that vacuum.
Yeah, all those games are great. But yeah, Mortal Kombat 1, game changer.
Contra.
I mean, total game changer.
So when we're talking about Super Smash, I always pick Pikachu. TK Thunder.
Super Smash Brothers.
And the
Super
age
Smash
gap,
is great.
ladies and gentlemen. The age gap, ladies and gentlemen, has reared its ugly head.
What? That's what you guys were discussing. I just thought I could chime in finally.
Pretty much.
So,
hey, Super Smash Brothers, kind of same thing. I mean, right? They got they have Street Fighter characters on it.
So with Street Fighter, there's a funny clip here that I want to show that like just perfectly encompasses my thought of 90s video games, where it just kind of it makes you think about stuff. So I want to show this real quick.
Voice in a video game, that was a person. That was a human person who had a job. They were real. They had parents. They had a favorite cereal. They did or didn't believe in ghosts.
that cereal there, T.I.
We rolling?
Yeah.
Tim?
The sound guy, Tim. Ow, now, brown cow. We're good? Yeah.
Sonic boom!
That was good, right? Yep. Just a guy in a sound booth.
Hadouken!
He's so intense.
It's exactly what the stage select scene sounds like.
Yeah, Japan, like
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, that makes me think.
Brazil, yeah.
Shout out there. Yep. Shout out to Miles. Shout out to Miles, lady.
And my children.
I keep forgetting about that new child. It's so new, it's so fresh.
Yeah. Brazilian as well. Halfers. But those sound effects make me think of a skit with Gabriel Iglesias where he was doing a voiceover for one of the Cars movies. and they wanted him to spice it up. It turned really racy really quick. But that's another thing I love on a lazy day is just watching stand-ups, man. Like going on, especially like Netflix and watching Gabriel Iglesias for myself, but like even Dave Chappelle and I mean, list goes on. Who you guys watch? I know you guys watch stand-ups.
The roasts.
I mean, come on.
I love watching the roasts too.
Yeah. Oh, I love stand-up.
Always crushes it.
Yeah, I've seen lots of stand-up comics. That's one of my big things, and like probably my favorite. Like to watch like specials. Like I love the old Dave Chappelle specials. The new ones are great. I love anything Norm Macdonald. You know, all the classic George Carlin, Richard Pryor. I mean, those are just phenomenal. Even going back and watching like the Lenny Bruce stuff. Like he was so ahead of his time, and for things, you know, and people just didn't get what he was really throwing down, you know, and he was just so ahead of his time. And it's like being a huge fan of South Park and just at a young age, you know, I mean, the very first episode of South Park aired the week I graduated high school. And I remember calling my buddy up and I was like, man, I don't know what the hell is on Comedy Central right now, but man, you need to turn it on. But I was like, it's these very terribly like drawn, like cardboard, like construction paper, and they're just cussing, and it is so weird. And it wound up to be like one of my all-time favorite shows, you know. So like I really have like a taste for comics that really push the envelope and make you think. You know, oh man, what's Anthony Jeselnik? Love Jeselnik. I mean, I know he's a tough pill for some folks to swallow, but I love Jeselnik. He's a buddy of mine used to work at a comedy club, and became friends with a lot of these guys, and Jeselnik was in town, and my buddies and I used to be in this fake rap group, and you know, it was a big joke, and Jeselnik was in town, and we were like, oh, get him to give us a shout out. he made us a shout out and said, yeah, I was in town a week ago and I fucking killed. Fuck your future. Anthony Jeselnik. I was just like, it's like most people wouldn't cherish that. To me, it's like a prized possession of my collection. So like, I really like comics that just don't give a shit, you know, like, yeah. I don't care like what your subject matter is really. Like, I mean, if you're offensive or not offensive. I mean, some people find Jay Leno funny. He doesn't even cuss. Like everybody has their taste, right? What's the guy from Nashville? He's really good, and he doesn't.
Nate,
yeah. Like when he was on SNL, he killed it. So like everybody has their
as George Washington on SNL.
That skit.
So we're gonna have freedom too as black men, right?
Right.
You asked about yards.
Yeah.
You asked about temperature. You asked about like we will measure in Fahrenheit. How do you spell Fahrenheit, sir? No one knows.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's such a great skit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, you know, wrapping it up, like, yeah, I've seen, you know, Louis Black, I've seen Hannibal Buress, I've seen Dave Chappelle, Aziz, and Nick Swartzen. I mean, I've seen Rob Riggle, like you name it. I've seen them all over the board. Like, I don't have a particular taste. Like, if you're funny and you make me laugh and you come close to my city, I'm probably gonna go see you.
Yeah.
Or if you just breathe hard close to your city.
I think if they're consistent with their material, they own it, and they're original, then it's going to be entertaining for guys like us. I know with Jeselnik, I mean, you brought it up, and I think my favorite offensive joke from him was, I'd never slap a woman, not even if she came at me with a knife or had a stutter.
I'm telling you, the dude's people are like, oh, I can't stand Jeselnik, and I'm like, I don't know, I think he's great. Like Lisa Lampanelli, my wife and I went and saw Lisa Lampanelli one time, and she had me in tears. I mean, literally had me in tears. You know,
and some of those older roasts where they just talk about her and black dudes, like it's just hilarious. Like,
yeah, she was funny, man. She's real funny. But you know, everybody's got their good. You know, everybody's got their like I said, their cup of tea when it comes to comedy. I mean, I'm sure we all have different favorite ideas when it comes to what the best funny movie is or whatever, you know, but you know, we all are pretty aligned with comic book movies, but yeah, we're probably all over the board when it comes to comedy, especially considering that I'm a dinosaur compared to Miles.
Well, and that kind of goes into my question there with you being a dinosaur and how you consume comedy. Do you prefer to like go live, watch it live, go to a theater, comedy club, etc., or do you prefer to watch it on a Netflix or watch it on a Comedy Central?
Oh man, I guess it just depends. Like I like Zanies is very small, kind of intimate, experience. You have an upstairs and downstairs. I mean, I saw Mitch Hedberg there 3 weeks before he died. Like, it's just to me like seeing comics there. Like that's where I saw Norm Macdonald at, and it was one of the just most unique comedy shows I've ever seen. And those guys they can play large arenas, and maybe not large arenas, but they could play the Ryman or something like that and still sell out real well. But going to see somebody in a smaller kind of venue like that is where they really cut their teeth as comics. To me, is experience that's kind of hard to forget. Like I saw Greg Giraldo there a couple months before he died. Like after a while, my wife and I were like, should we stop going and seeing comedians because they're all dying after we see them?
You are.
Yeah, we thought we were the cutter. We said after we this was years ago. We traveled down to Atlanta to the Tabernacle and saw Aziz, and Hannibal Buress opened up for him. And this was when Hannibal was still just a writer for SNL. He wasn't even, people didn't even really know he was a household name.
He wasn't canceled yet.
Yeah,
He got canceled.
he didn't let everybody know about Bill Cosby yet. But we said after that, like, hey, if something happens to Aziz, like, we're never going to a comedy show ever again. So he didn't die, so we kept going.
I think
that he's got canceled for a minute.
Yeah,
I think we're learning a lesson here. You go around TI, you're either gonna die or you're gonna get canceled real quick. So I'm gonna keep my distance. Do that COVID thing. I'm gonna socially distance myself from you. Thank you.
Just
kind
of balanced, equal. Thanos.
Balance, yeah. Make sure you do not keep your distance on social media. Remember to like and follow on every social media page known to man, basically, is what we're on. The link is always going to be in the show notes, in the description. And make sure you share your phone with someone who looks like an idiot and be like, dude, you look like an idiot. Here, let me show you this page. And take them to the YouTube page. And there you will see many more idiots. Remember, we go every Thursday and Monday. So we will see you this coming Monday to give you the report on how we take in all these idiots. Again, Miles will probably have the idiot of the week. Maybe someone again in Florida. It's usually, we love playing this game in Florida, right? Too easy, low-hanging fruit.
Well, with football season coming up right around the corner, I'm going to be hammering Jacksonville nonstop. So you might have a curveball this Monday.
I kind of feel bad for Floridians because, most of them can't go past their porch because of their ankle monitors. So, they don't have a lot to do. So they just get in trouble a lot,
Or they're 87 and they don't have anywhere to go. That's one of the two.
That's true. They just kind of like migrated down there so their bones could feel a little better.
It's pretty easy to have a lazy day in Florida, baby.
Yeah.
Sure, man. It rains every like 20 minutes for 3 minutes,
I'm not going to go out today. Oh, I am going out today. Sitting on the beach, sipping Mai Tais. Maybe that's a California thing, but whatever. I don't care.
Being lazy. Make sure also
I'll
comment.
Drink a Mai Tai. Why not? Hey, we're trying to relax, right? Got to have a drink of choice. So
RELAX. Relax. So make sure you comment and let us know what your favorite thing to do when you're relaxing, when you're being lazy. If we missed anything, we had comedy, video games, sports, apparently news. I don't know. That was news to
news.
Yeah. What is this news? So
never heard of the news guy before. Sounds like a dork.
Thank you also to the lovely Toy Pit. As always, go to yourtoypit.com. The Toy Pit is in Indianapolis. Buy, sell, trade. All of the, we talk Ninja Turtles. We end up talking Ninja Turtles like almost every episode. It's just like a thing.
I mean,
but we're too lazy to look anything else up.
Yeah,
too lazy to look anything else up, research anything, discuss anything.
We are the Ninja Turtle idiot nation.
I guess. Yeah,
that flows well.
Yeah, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle idiot nation. It's a really small logo.
The outro, dude, it's got 30 seconds. All right, well, clock's ticking.
Dude, I should. If I would have known we were talking turtles and toys, I could have got my action figures out. We could have played with them, man.
You were too late.
I got two April O'Neil figures. One of you guys could play with April O'Neil.
Well, we know what you do with those Aprils.
If you want to get in contact with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Idiot Nation, please mail us at our P.O. Box. Adam Marino will give you the address right now. Was that 122nd and an 8th? Is that correct?
Yeah, 122 and an 8th.
122nd
It's landing on it, dude.
2 and an 8.
Oh, man. All right, let's get out of here. I got to go to the bathroom. So
2 minutes
we
late,
will-
dude.
We will check you out Monday. Again, this is Sports Idiot Nation.
Okay, all you sinners, follow Sports Idiot Nation on TikTok, X, and Instagram. Like us on Facebook, and remember, the most fun way to watch us is on YouTube every Monday and Thursday. Be sure to hit the notification bell so you can be updated when new content drops. Remember, the podcast can also be found on the usual suspects of Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Always remember, don't be an idiot.
Sinner.